You've got ambition. You've got big dreams. You want to be successful and live the life you've always imagined. But here's the problem, you can't seem to get yourself to act. You know exactly what needs to be done, but you don't do it. And because you know you're capable of so much more, that gap fills you with guilt. Over days, weeks, and months, this guilt piles up until eventually, it turns into resignation. Then, the new year rolls around, and you bring back the same old goals. At first, you're fired up with motivation and optimism, but before long procrastination sneaks back in, like that one relative who always shows up uninvited. Soon it hardens into habit, a daily cycle of avoidance, until you accept the label of being a lazy person. So how do you break this cycle? The internet is full of tips: delete your social media, block distractions, use productivity apps. And while those things can help in the short term, they don't fix the real problem. The root cause of procrastination can be explained with one simple word: inertia. In physics, inertia means objects at rest stay at rest, and objects in motion stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. This is Newton's first law of motion. And it doesn't only apply to objects, it applies to your work, your goals, your life. Starting anything, no matter how small, requires an initial push of energy. The trouble is, we make that push feel so big in our minds that we avoid it altogether. Instead, we escape into quick dopamine fixes, scrolling, watching, gaming, anything but the thing we know we should be doing. To beat procrastination, you have to beat inertia. And there are two simple ways to do it. First, lower the bar. Make the starting point so small it's almost impossible to fail. If you tell yourself, I need to finish a 5,000-word essay, the weight is overwhelming. But if you say, I'll just write 50 words, it suddenly feels manageable. The resistance shrinks, and you don't need massive willpower to begin. Second, the 2-minute rule. If you don't feel like working, just commit to 2 minutes. That's it. Don't feel like cleaning your room? Play one song and clean until it ends. Don't feel like working out? Do push-ups for 2 minutes, then stop if you want. The secret is that once you start, momentum kicks in. 50 words often become 500. A quick cleanup becomes a deep one. This works because objects in motion stay in motion. Once you break through inertia, the task carries itself forward. At first, it feels like pushing a heavy boulder uphill. But once you cross that tipping point, it rolls down on its own. That's why the very first push should always be small, light, and easy. In other words, reduce the stakes and start tiny. 2 minutes, 1 step, 1 page, 1 rep, that's all it takes. These two techniques can transform any area of your life, your health, your studies, your side projects, even your relationships. Don't wait for perfect motivation or endless discipline. Just break inertia with the smallest possible step. Because as Martin Luther King Jr. once said, you don't need to see the whole staircase. You only need to take the first step.